Moments to honor all of the seniors playing
for his nutrition journey.
This team being a 3-2, his number one.
You, and does it get any better than this on CVT Sport? Game number 20, U-32 hosting Hazen. We also got Carl Parton down at Twinfield, where the Twinfield Trojans are hosting the Williamstown Blue Devils. So what a way to end the season in central Vermont.
Absolutely.
Glenn Olson sitting at that number 8 seed. U-32 high school senior night and the last game of the regular season. This is a big Capital Division showdown. Again, the U-32 Raiders hosting the Hazen Union Wildcats. Hazen coming in, number 2 seed in Division 3, record of 15-4. U-32 sitting at that number 8 seed in Division 2. Jumping it up will be Ethan Gann for the visiting Wildcats. And for the home cooking U-32 Raiders, Evan Coates. As Garrett said, 5 seniors starting for Coach Meadows and the Raiders here on senior night. Marvin Pritchett, the head official, getting ready for the jump ball. And the tip, a very powerful tip, run down by the Hazen Union Wildcats. Lincoln Hill in control, gets it down to Lamarre. First shot up, Coates gets a handle on it. And Carlo Concessi, high basketball IQ right there, my friend.
Absolutely. Quick shot by Lamarre down in the corner, rallying to the basketball. U-32 is going to have to do that for 32 minutes because Hazen is not going to let up at all on the boards.
Concessi on top to Cataract. Over to Concessi for a 3-ball. And Concessi knocks it down. Great start, first possession on offense for the Raiders. One and done, but the offensive board and put back by LaFlamme, no good. And Evan Coates comes away with a big rebound for the Raiders.
Evan Coates could be a huge key in this game for the U-32 Raiders. Getting the start tonight, but noticeably much bigger than anybody out there on the court. So if he can keep that ball high, get it, and get it up over the front of the rim, he could have a good night tonight.
Oh my God, great shot by Leigh DeGroot. And his senior night is just on fire here in the early going. And answering at the other end is Ethan Gann for the Wildcats.
U-32 went to zone on that one, so working that ball around beautifully.
And unfortunately, nice take on the baseline by Carlo Concessi. Just got that little toe probably stepped on the line, so possession will go back to the Wildcats. Hill with the shot, and what a silky smooth shot by the junior Lincoln Hill. Able to knock down that 3 to knot things up at 5. 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. Riley Cataract for 3, no good. And one and done, Hill gets it out, and here come the running Wildcats. Lamarre back to Hill. Hill will set up the offense. Nice inside out, the take by LaFlamme, but back out to Lincoln Hill, who already hit a 3. And guess what, folks? He hits another.
Just working that ball around the zone, taking the wide open shot.
Yep. Last possession, they got that high percentage look in the paint, but Lincoln Hill definitely feeling it for the Wildcats here in the early going. Tuller in the paint, not able to knock it down, and here comes Lamarre the other way. Tries to get it up ahead to Sullivan LaFlamme and not able to track down the ball. Possession will go back to the Raiders. Into the game for U-32. Sophomore guard Jackson Lamarre. Concessi looking for a screen. Slips it, gets it from Coates. Pulls up for 3 along that baseline, no good. off the fingertips of Coates and into the hands of Lamarre. Up ahead to Hill, back to Lamarre. Lamarre fakes a shot and gets it over to Hill. And a huge rebound by Morgan Michaud. We've said Michaud for the last, 10, 15 years. And I see we got Dawson Michaud, a freshman, on the team as well. Michaud will inbound it into LaFlamme, tries to finish at the rim, gets his own rebound, and the putback. Nice, strong offensive board by LaFlamme, and the finish at the rim. He'll go to the line to try to finish off the three-point play.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for U32. They got to limit Hazen to one shot. Cleaning up those boards and taking care of the basketball.
And finishing off the three-point play is Sullivan LaFlamme. Concessi getting a Coates screen. Good job by the Wildcats of almost trapping on that screen. Concessi steps out for three, no good. Tuller there with the rebound, put back, no good. And getting up for that rebound is Jamison Lamarre. Lamarre setting up the Wildcats offense over to Lincoln Hill. Working that high post to Sullivan LaFlamme, and Concessi doing what he does best. On ball defense, gets a hand in the passing lane. Up to Riley Cataract. Coates backs up the defenders, and it just sits on that cylinder. Strong takes off finish by the senior. And getting it down low in that high percentage paint area to Morgan Michaud. He will step to the line. That will be the second team foul on U32. The first on Concessi. Checking in for the Raiders after the first shot will be Edwin Johnson, Carson DeForge, and Elliot Zylanga. And these seniors getting a nice round of applause. This is the third team foul on U32. That foul is on Jackson Lamarre. Second shot by Michaud is good. 12-7. So we approach 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Hazen on top. DeForge looking at Lamarre. Jump stops, gets it over to Edwin Johnson, who loses a handle on it. Into the game for the Hazen Wildcats, junior guard Kobe Smith. Hand off to Lincoln Hill, over to Smith. Nice little weave by the Wildcats, trying to find an opening, and they do just that to Michaud. And Morgan Michaud able to finish at the rim. Good patience by the Wildcats.
Yeah, great patience, and U32 just not doing a good job of gang rebounding.
Lamarre for a three back iron, and the Wildcats owning the boards here in the first quarter. Up ahead to LaFlamme. He will reset the offense. Kick out to Smith. Over to Lincoln Hill. And tipped into the hands of Edwin Johnson. Here come the Raiders. Concessi for three. No good. And Michaud comes away with the rebound for the Wildcats. And no defense there once you got past that first level. And Morgan Michaud just finishing easy at the rim. Nobody there, Garrett.
Yeah, you can't have that against this team. Got to be a strong gap sound.
Johnson sets the offense. Over to Zylanga, who attacks the baseline. Little dump off to Lamarre. And Edwin Johnson finishes at the rim. Nice high percentage look. Good ball movement by the Raiders.
Yeah, great ball movement.
And coming the other way, Jamison Lamarre tries to finish. And I think Jackson Lamarre might have just said, "Not in my house." Got a better one for me, bud? I mean,
no.
I just felt the "not in my house" right there. Wildcats will retain possession. Michaud will inbound for Hazen. Gets it into Lincoln Hill, who just sizes up a three, and into the hands of Carson DeForge. Over to Lamarre. Handoff to Zylanga, kind of an inside handoff, not outside handoff. And Lamarre takes the ball right back from LaFlamme and makes good. Strange little 5 seconds, but in the end, that's a three-pointer for the Raiders to pull them to within 4. But finishing quickly at the other end is Lincoln Hill, 8 points here in the first quarter for Hill.
Just taking what the defense has given him and shooting the ball with a lot of confidence.
Well said, partner. That is exactly it. Edwin Johnson with a dribble drive, kicks back out to Concessi. The skip to DeForge. Receiving a screen. He gets it back out to Lamarre. Over to Concessi for 3. Nice ball fake by Concessi, but great defense by Lamarre. Concessi losing a handle on it. Kickball call on Concessi will give the ball back to the Wildcats. Coming in for the Hazen Wildcats is junior guard Jeter Demers. That's a great first name. Love it. We're approaching 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. 6-point lead for the Wildcats. High post to Hill. Nowhere to go. Good defense by the Raiders. Back out to Demers, who takes it into the paint, not able to finish, but coming away with the offensive board was Morgan Michaud, but losing a handle on the leather. Possession back to the Raiders.
U-32 very fortunate on that aspect. They are not doing a good job of cleaning up the boards. And thankfully that one did go out of bounds on Hazen. Try to close this game out, this first quarter out strong.
Exactly, 38 seconds to go. 6-point lead for Hazen. Concessi over to Carson DeForge along that baseline, guarded by Michaud. Tipped out by the senior. Possession will stay right here, but we're going to have a 30-second timeout, and we'll take it too. 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Wildcats on top by 6. Back here at U-32 High School, tonight's Capital Division Clash, last game of the regular season, being brought to you on cbtsport.net. Laurie Shepard alongside Garrett Sicily. 31 seconds to go. U-32 with possession. 6-point deficit for the Raiders. On top to Edwin Johnson. Over to Zylanga on the right side. Lamarre, nice little dish to Johnson, but clean as Johnson went up, and here comes Hazen. Jeter Demers from the baseline, no good, and Zylanga with possession. 6 seconds to go. Zylanga over to just checked in Nolan Palmer. Johnson for 3, and good look for Johnson. The horn sounds ending this first quarter here at U-32 High School, where the Hazen Wildcats have jumped out to a 6-point lead. Garrett and I will be right back with second quarter action. Back here at U-32 High School, Tonight's regular season finale being brought to you on CVTsport.net. Lori Shepard alongside Garrett Sicily in second quarter action. U-32 with possession. And partner, what did you just say in that break about rebounding?
They got to limit one shot.
Yeah.
Gang rebound.
And a great take by Jackson Lamarre to start off the second quarter. Tough angle, but good take. Lincoln Hill at the other end. I'm sorry, that was Jamison Lamarre. The build of Lamarre and Hill, they're so similar. That'll be obviously the first foul here of the second quarter, and that goes on Edwin Johnson, the team's first. Jamison Lamarre makes good on the first. And what a backcourt duo, the junior duo of Lincoln Hill and Jamison Lamarre. Second shot is good. 8-point lead. Ball in the hands of Zylenga. Hazen in there, man-to-man D. Will hand off to Carson DeForge. Over to Jackson Lamarre. Little fake, takes it into the paint, little dribble drive. Nice backdoor cut by Nolan Palmer. No foul called. And here comes Hazen. Turnover and trying to get out in transition. But I think getting a big mitt up in the air was Lincoln Hill. It was either Hill or Lamarre. And here goes Lamarre, silky smooth finish, but not able to knock it down. Here comes the running Raiders. Ball in the hands of DeForge. Over to Edwin Johnson. Zylenga attacking the baseline, the kick out to DeForge, and DeForge gets to the rim nicely. Nice first step by Carson DeForge.
And that's what U-32 is going to have to do in this game in order to create offense.
And answering at the other end is newly checked in Noah Foster, the freshman guard, making his presence felt right away here for the Wildcats. Lamarre for three, no good, and rebounding has been a huge key for the Wildcats here.
I mean, when you talk about Hazen, that's what you're going to get. Championship pedigree, they know how to win, and that's what they're going to do.
Tie up, possession arrow favors the Wildcats. Biggest lead so far here of the first half, 9-point lead by Hazen. Inbounding it will be Morgan Michaud for the Wildcats. Good active hands by Edwin Johnson. We're going to change the inbounder off of that one. So inbounding it will be Jamison Lamarre for the Wildcats. Gets it into Sullivan LaFlamme. Nice ball fake by Lamarre. Silky smooth pull-up, no good, and a good job by the Raiders. 3 white jerseys on the board into Edwin Johnson. And we'll have our first foul of the second quarter on Hazen. That foul's going to go on Jamison Lamarre, his first and the team's first. Into the game for U-32, Cormac Farrell. Just a freshman is Farrell. On top, inbounded to Zylenga. Little dribble drive and kick to Edwin Johnson for three. Not able to knock it down, but Farrell with a nice offensive board for the Raiders. Gives them a new life here, new possession. Farrell, little shuffle pass to Lamarre. Skip over to Zylenga, who attacks the paint, the kick out to Farrell. Draws a crowd of 3 white jerseys. Good ball movement by the Raiders. Johnson with a step through, but one too many steps will give the ball back to the Wildcats. Great job defending in the half-court set by the Wildcats. They're taking away that dribble drive.
Yeah, doing exactly what they want to do, rebounding and playing great half-court defense.
And a great take by Jamison Lamarre. Attacks the paint in a nice little floater. gives them an 11-point lead. Jackson Lamarre gets into the paint, and we'll have our second foul on the Wildcats. And that should send Jackson Lamarre to the line for U32.
I think if you're U32, that's what you got to do. Keep taking it strong and right into the chest and try to create contact.
That foul will go on Lincoln Hill. That is his first, and again, the team's second. Lamarre's first shot is up and good. Back into the game for Hazen is junior guard Jeter Demers. Lamarre's second shot is in and out. 10-point lead for Hazen as we approach 5 minutes to go here in the first half. And another take by Lincoln Hill. And that was a pretty big gap that he attacked, and no rotation D for the Raiders. Skip over to Zylanga. Nice attack by Zylanga and able to finish at the rim.
Great spacing and a great job by Zylanga, recognizing that wide open paint and taking it in strong.
Just talked about the interior defense of Hazen, but a great first step by Zylanga at the other end. Lamarre no good, but another offensive board for the Wildcats and another offensive board. Nice block. I think Zylanga or Concessi got a mitt on that. And here come the Raiders the other way. Dump down to Farrell, and Farrell gets a good look, but just not able to finish, and then back off the fingertips of Farrell as he tried to get the offensive rebound and put back. 10-point lead for Hazen, 4:02 to go here in the first half. Down low to Hill. Gets it down low to Sullivan LaFlamme, who just lays it in. Nice inside-out basketball by the Wildcats. Farrell to Concessi.
2-3 zone, Hazen
yep.
in on this possession. Coach Hill just doing whatever he can to keep U32 off balance.
And Jackson Lamarre for three, no good, and the weak side rebound by Sullivan LaFlamme. And here comes Lincoln Hill the other way. The step through by Lincoln Hill. Not able to finish, but he draws the foul. That'll be the second team foul on the Raiders. And you're right, Garrett. Good job by the mad scientist, Coach Aaron Hill, just keeping U32 off balance. The Wildcats have been playing some great man-to-man defense in this first half, and then it's just switching it off to that 2-3 zone. First shot up by Hill is good. And I've got Lincoln Hill 11 points so far here in the first half. Back into the game for U32 junior guard Carson DeForge. Second shot by Hill is good. Biggest lead of the evening so far for the Wildcats, 14-point lead. Nice take by Farrell and able to draw the foul. Great take by the freshman.
Yeah, good job catching it out there on the wing and slowing himself down and creating that contact as he got to the rim.
Very well said, partner. And Cormac Farrell will step to the line for two. Again, just a freshman. First shot, it looks like it's going right down. It's like a third of the way, and it just rolls right out. Back into the game for U32, senior center Evan Coates. Edwin Johnson will take a breather. Second shot by Farrell is good. 3:05 to go here in the second quarter. And a travel call on Jamison Lamarre, and just what the Raiders need.
Yeah, get a stop and see what happens in these last 3 minutes.
The chip away at that 13-point lead. Zylenga goes right to left down on the baseline to Cormac Farrell. And the weak side rebound and put back by Carlo Concessi.
That's one of the things that the zone does. You don't mark up particularly that good, so Concessi was the beneficiary of that. And another turnover on Hazen.
Exactly, 2 turnovers in a row. Great defense by Zylenga, impeding the pathway. And let's see if U-32 can take advantage. 3-pointer by Carson DeForge, no good. And Jamison Lamarre coming away with the rebound, splits through 3 white jerseys and finishes at the rim. 6 points on the evening so far for the junior guard. Farrell over to DeForge. Again, the Wildcats in the 2-3 zone. On top to Zylenga, high post to DeForge, out to Concessi for 3. No good, and coming away with the rebound is Ethan Gann, and Morgan Michaud might have missed the first one, but he was going to make good on that offensive board. So we got a full timeout on the floor by the U-32 Raiders, and we'll take it too. 1:56 to go to the half. Wildcats on top by 15. Back here at U-32 High School, and Garrett, you got some scoreboard watching here.
Scoreboard watching, yeah. I'm down the road at Twinfield, where Williamstown and Twinfield meet up. Twinfield up 48-32 in the third quarter.
Wow. Out of the timeout by U-32. A little high post action by Zylenga. The skip over to Cormac Farrell. Skip back to Concessi. Good job of staying on their feet by the Wildcat defense. Concessi attacks the baseline. Nice job. Gets it down to Coates. Great ball movement by Concessi and Zylenga. Coates not able to finish in the paint. And here comes Lamarre over to Michaud. Back out to Jeter Demers. And the dump down to Ethan Gann for the high percentage finish. 17-point lead for Hazen.
Textbook on the offensive end by Hazen.
DeForge right along that baseline, back out to Concessi. Zylenga in the high post. And a good take by Zylenga. Got bumped around. Elliot Zylenga will step to the free throw line. 4-2. That foul going on Lincoln. I changed my mind. Ethan Gann. That is his first and the team's fourth. Zylenga for 2. First is good. Back into the game, Edwin Johnson for the Raiders. Evan Coates will take a breather. And Zylenga with one more shot. It's up and good. .50 seconds to go. Lamarre with the kick out to Demers. Goes across that baseline, and Concessi cuts off the baseline, gets a hand on it, off of Jeter Demers, back to U-32. Big possession for the Raiders with 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, you're not going to cut it to under 10, but if you can get a bucket here, feel good about yourself, you get a stop, carry some momentum into halftime.
I like the way you worded that, Garrett. Feel good about yourselves, and a nice job high to low post. Zylenga to Edwin Johnson for the finish. But again, a strong finish at the rim by Sullivan Laflamme. "15-point lead, 12 seconds to go." Into Zylanga, back out to Concessi for three. Passes on the three. Down low to Edwin Johnson for the finish. Lincoln Hill tries to finish. Actually, I'm sorry, Jamison Lamarre with a three, a little over half court. And that puts one half of basketball in the books here at U32 High School. Garrett and I will step out for a quick break, and when we come back, a recap of the first half and a look at scoring. You are watching the Capital Division Clash on CVTsport.net.
Tournament Specialties is a proud sponsor of Central Vermont sports. If you are in need of decorated apparel such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or outerwear, look no further. Tournament Specialties is located in Barrie and would love to work with you on taking your design to the next level. In addition to their embroidery and printing services, they now have a laser etching system that allows for custom etching on drinkware, leather, patches for caps, and other etching needs. Jeff would also be happy to discuss custom online storefront options for your organization. If you are looking for a creative way to fundraise, this has proven to work very well for many local teams and organizations. To learn more, email Jeff at tournamentdesigns@gmail.com.
Why does a community bank matter? We're trying to help people find a way to make their lives better, their children's lives better, their grandchildren's lives better. People still want to be able to walk into the bank. It's really important to know that your branch is around the corner when you have real problems. We can absolutely be a billion-dollar bank and still care about our individual clients. It's your money. You worked really hard for it, and we take it very seriously.
At Cody Chevrolet Cadillac, scheduling service for your car has never been easier. Just go to codychevrolet.com and schedule an appointment right from your phone, tablet, or computer. It's super convenient, as is our drive-in, drop-off location. Just pull up, drive in, and one of our friendly service advisors will be there to help. You can wait, or we can set you up with a loaner car and send you on your way. Chevrolet certified service is convenient and easy. At Cody Chevrolet Cadillac. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Save big and get job ready with a free college degree. If your household income is under $100,000, you are eligible for free tuition and fees at the Community College of Vermont. 802 Opportunity is available to new or returning students of any age who do not already have
Motive Sales and Service, Route 12, Raiders.
Contact them by email.
Back here at U32 High School, Lori Shepard alongside Garrett, Cicely, Ben Brown, our producer, and Talia DeForge on the camera. Partner, we talked about keys to the game. You talked about keys to the game. And one of the big ones for Coach Meadows was the rebounding battle. That was overwhelmingly won by Hazen in the first half. A lot of high percentage looks by Hazen as well. On the other end, U32 just looking a little unsure, trying to find that flow. What I did love was the last 2 minutes against that zone defense with that high-low game of Zylanga and Edwin Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Hazen's going to stick to that
I agree.
after seeing those last couple of possessions. But yeah, if they do, U32 knows where their bread is butter on that. But absolutely, the rebounding needs to be the focal point. They need to match the intensity here in the second half and try to cut into this deficit.
And no foul troubles in the first half. No one in foul trouble. The first possession of the second half will be with the Raiders. Lincoln Hill, the junior guard, leading the way for Hazen with 12 points. Morgan Michaud pitching in with 7, along with Sullivan LaFlamme. On the reverse side for U32, Edwin Johnson leading U32 with 6 points, and Carlo Concessi with 5. Ball in the hands of Elliot Zylanga. As we just talked about, Hazen back to their man-to-man defense, getting out of that 2-3 zone. That was dissected pretty well by the Raiders the last 2 minutes of that first half. DeForge over to Concessi. Little dribble drive and the dump off to DeForge. Great help defense by Hazen. Every time there's a dribble drive, the rotations are there on the perimeter. Concessi, the skip over to DeForge for 3. And I believe that went off of Carlo Concessi. And Garrett, as you and I have always said, the first 2 to 3 minutes, so huge. And it's so big for the Raiders as they try to chip away at this 13-point deficit.
Yeah, you're not going to get it back in one shot, but you can't allow wide open layups like that.
And Jamison Lamarre just finishing at the rim. And Lamarre silky smooth finishing at the rim. 6 points on the night for him. Johnson for 3, and he splashes it home. 9 points for the junior Edwin Johnson. Wide open 3-point look for Lincoln Hill, no good, and a big rebound by Jackson Lamarre. Dumped down to Johnson, and Johnson able to finish in the paint for the high percentage finish. 10-point deficit for U32. And the teardrop finish by Lamarre.
Just no resistance in the painted area on the weak side, not coming quick enough for U32.
And a little too deep that time, but answering at the other end. Sophomore guard Jackson Lamarre for 3, second 3-pointer on the night. And not able to finish in the paint is Lincoln Hill, and a big rebound by Jackson Lamarre. Concessi on the right side, back on top to Lamarre. Good patience by Lamarre. The skip to DeForge for 3. And trying to keep it alive was Lamarre, but running the floor is Lamarre. The dump off to. And a nice little bump out by Lamarre, but a travel call will give the ball back to the Raiders. They've chipped away at that 13-point lead. It is now down to 9. Checking in for U32 is sophomore guard Nolan Palmer. Also in for the Wildcats is junior guard Kobe Smith. And a big turnover by U32 will give the ball back to Hazen.
Yeah, you can't have turnovers like that in a game like this.
Lamarre with the ball in his hands. In that high post to Michaud. Michaud faces the basket, guarded by DeForge, excuse me. Back out to Lincoln Hill. A great defense by Palmer. Not able to finish, but there is Morgan Michaud, not able to finish again, but able to draw the contact, will step to the line for two. Just when U-32 got on a little bit of a run. That U-32 foul will be on Carson DeForge, his first and the team's first. Morgan Michaud will step to the line. First shot is no good. 1 for 3, 7 points on the night for the senior. Second shot by Michaud is good. 2 for 4. And back to a 10-point lead for Hazen. A few ticks under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. A little pick and roll. The kick out to DeForge for 3. No good, and the weak side rebound by Lincoln Hill, who gets it up ahead to Michaud, who will go back to the line where he is 2 for 4. Second team foul on U-32. This one going on Carson DeForge, his second. And Morgan Michaud will step to the line for the Wildcats. First shot trickles around and in. Second shot for the senior will back iron, and the rebound falls in the hands of Edwin Johnson. 11-point lead for the Wildcats. Concessi attacks the baseline. The kick out to Zylenga for 3. No good, but the offensive board and putback by Carson DeForge.
One of the rare times nobody in the paint there for Hazen on the offensive rebound.
And answering at the other end is Lincoln Hill with his third 3 of the night. 15 points to lead all scorers is the junior guard, Lincoln Hill. DeForge in the paint, nice runner in the paint. Unable to get it up over the cylinder. Comes Hill back to Lamarre. Lamarre nowhere to go, great defense by Johnson. Gets it down low to Michaud, who is able to finish that high percentage look in the paint.
Just utilizing his size and his strength to his ability.
14-point lead for the Wildcats. Edwin Johnson pops out of that high post handoff to DeForge. Zylenga with the attack and kick out to Palmer for 3. Big three-pointer for the sophomore guard and for the Raiders.
I love it that Palmer just caught that and went right up with it.
And I understand the frustration by Carson DeForge. He got pinned behind Morgan Michaud, and that is the third foul on DeForge. Might have taken a shot to the lip as well. But he just got pinned, so I don't know where that foul was, but that is the third foul on Carson DeForge and the third team foul on the Raiders. And we're gonna have a foul. This one's gotta go on Morgan Michaud, excuse me. Good positioning by Jackson Lamarre. So that foul indeed will be on the senior. First team foul on the Wildcats. 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. Zylenga over to Johnson. Out to Palmer. Palmer attacks the paint and tries to kick it out. Active hands in the passing lane by Lincoln Hill. Possession will stay right here with U-32.
Palmer's got great speed along that wing. I think he would have had that layup if he'd have just kept going with it. But he's got to recognize that. So
Zylenga attacks the baseline, kick out to Jackson Lamarre. Step back for 3. No good in the defensive board. Here comes Jamison Lamarre. And a jump ball possession arrow does favor the Wildcats. 11-point lead for Hazen, 2:45 to go here in the third quarter. End of the regular season for both squads tonight as they jockey for position in this Capital Division showdown. Michaud inbounds to Lamarre and just making it look easy. Palmer dumps it down to Jackson Lamarre. Ball trickles out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Raiders. Inbounding it will be Zylanga for U-32. Over to Concessi, inbounded for three. In and out, literally halfway down and back out. And here come the Wildcats. Losing a handle as he tried to attack the baseline was Noah Foster. So with 2:21 to go here in the third quarter, possession back to U-32.
Sooner or later, one of these three-pointers has
fall.
got to go in. U-32 has gotten great looks from three-point land so far tonight. They just got to get a couple to go in.
And you're right, partner. Great looks. That last one literally halfway down and out. Palmer will take the three, and he splashes it home for his second three of this second half. Keep it feeding Nolan Palmer. When you're hot, Garrett.
Absolutely.
Oh. Tried to get it up ahead to Zylanga. And I'm not sure the call. I have not seen either official point, but it looks like it's staying right here with U-32. Into the game for Hazen is Jeter Demers, the junior guard. Zylanga on the left side, who tries to get it into Coates, but the Wildcats defense read that one right from the get-go.
Yeah, they gotta let Coates get established down there on that weak side, so that way he can just catch it and go right up with it.
Hill to Demers. Little weave into the hands of Kobe Smith. Back to Demers. Drops it down to Lamarre. And Jamison Lamarre will head to the foul line, I believe. That foul is going to go on Evan Coates, his first, the team's fourth. And nope, that foul was on the floor, so Morgan Michaud will inbound for the Wildcats. Back into the game for U-32 freshman Cormac Farrell. And also back in Edwin Johnson. Hill off of the inbound and makes it look easy. 4 threes on the night for Lincoln Hill. Farrell over to Palmer. Find a way to get Palmer open. He is red hot right now. Cormac Farrell. Nowhere to go. He gets it over to Concessi. Concessi passes on the three. Back on top to Farrell. Jackson Lamarre. Johnson trying to attack that baseline. But the Hazen Wildcats defense so good. And Palmer tries to get it to Edwin Johnson on that weak side, but there was a sea of red between Palmer and Johnson.
Yeah, I think if a simple ball fake on the fake to the paint, that could have created the separation for Palmer for a mid-range.
28 seconds to go, 13-point lead for Hazen. Back on top to Lincoln Hill. And Hill attacks the paint. And we're gonna have the 5th team foul on U-32 with 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter. That foul going on Nolan Palmer. That is just his first, and again, the team's 5th. So Lincoln Hill will step to the line. 18 points, make it 19 points on the night for the junior sharpshooter. Second shot is good. 20 points for Lincoln Hill. Ball in the hands of Concessi over to Jackson Lamarre. Back iron, and the Wildcats doing what they've been doing all night, one and done on the defensive boards. Lincoln Hill for three, no good, and Concessi gets up for that rebound. And with no time left on the clock, good look for Concessi. Just hits the back iron, ending three here at U32. Garrett and I will step out for a quick break, and when we come back, fourth quarter action here at U32. This game, this Capital Division game, being brought to you on CVTsport.net.
We hope you are enjoying this CVTsport.net game or event. You can support our coverage and enjoy over 1,200 games and events from 2008 to now by becoming a full member. Go to CVTsport.net, click the Become a Member tab, and for a one-time only fee, you can watch over 17 years of our coverage, including soccer, football, basketball, hockey, MMA, wrestling, roller derby, Thunder Road, lacrosse, ABA Frosties and Coyotes, semi-pro, Ravens and Ice Storm, and much more. Enjoy the memories and support our coverage. Thanks for watching.
Back here at U32 High School, fourth quarter action about to start. Laura Shepard alongside Garrett Sicily. And Garrett, U32 had a couple of runs, but Hazen just keeps having an answer.
Yeah, they've had an answer all night, and they've just been doing exactly what they've done this entire game. Rebounding, playing great defense, and getting out in transition. Nice, good up and under.
It was a nice take by Concessi, just not able to finish. And Hazen doing such a great job of getting the high percentage looks in the paint. And when they're not, Lincoln Hill is definitely knocking it down from the perimeter. 4 threes on the night for the junior guard, 20 points through 3 quarters. Morgan Michaud will inbound for the Wildcats. 15-point lead. Gets it down low. Nice ball fake and take by Sullivan LaFlamme. DeForge passes on the 3. Gets it over to Concessi. Back on top to Edwin Johnson. Receives the Lamarre screen. Nice big step through and finish by Edwin Johnson. 13 points so far for the junior forward. And he'll try to finish off the 3-point play here. It seems to be a theme tonight. Third of the way down, and it pops back out. In the paint again. Ooh. We're looking at a, I was going to say either an offensive foul or a travel call there. As Michaud was clearing some space, but dragging the pivot foot. We are just 1 minute into this fourth quarter. Concessi over to DeForge. Back to Lamarre. Lamarre pulls up from the elbow, no good. And again, one and done on the defensive boards for the Wildcats. Out to Lincoln Hill for 3. No, I was about to say no good, but you know what? Garrett, he gets that shooter's roll.
He's had that shooter's roll all night long.
That was a shooter bounce that he got that time. It's a silky smooth, soft shot. DeForge gets the ball stripped by Morgan Michaud. But we're going to have a travel call on Michaud, so the ball will go back to U32. Nolan Palmer and Elliot Zylenga back in the game for U32. Lamarre to inbound into Zylenga, but guess who read that? Jamison Lamarre read that perfectly. Getting out and running in transition, Morgan Michaud. He will step to the line where he is 4 for 6 on the night. 11 points for the senior. That foul goes on Elliot Zylanga, his first, and the team's second. It's a hard landing by the senior. No good on the first. Michaud's second shot is good.
Like a well-oiled machine. We've seen it for so many
years.
So many years.
DeForge for 3. And a nice, hard-fought offensive board by Nolan Palmer. And we'll have a full timeout on the floor, and we'll take it to 6:11 to go. And the Hazen Wildcats up by 19. Garrett and I will be right back. Back here at U-32, tonight's Capital Division clash being brought to you on cvtsport.net. Stick around after the game when Garrett Sicily will have the tournament specialties player of the game. A full timeout by the Raiders. I just said to Garrett during that break, I don't know when it became a 19-point lead, but it did quickly. I'm sure that last three-pointer by Lincoln Hill, which gave him 5 3-pointers on the night. But let's see what the Raiders talked about in that timeout. Nice little dump down to Jackson Lamarre. Over to Johnson on top. Edwin Johnson with a spin move out to DeForge. He splashes home the 3. 7 points on the night for DeForge, his first 3. And full court pressure here by the Raiders. Full court man. LaFlamme, and the steal by DeForge, steps out to 3-point land. And with the rebound and putback is Jackson Lamarre. A little 5-0 run here for the Raiders. Up ahead to Michaud. Losing a handle and trying to tie him up, but Michaud able to corral the leather. I thought we were going to have a travel call, but instead we get a foul called on the Raiders. That'll be their 3rd team foul. And that will send Sullivan LaFlamme to the line for the Wildcats. That foul going on Carson DeForge. That is his 4th and the team's 3rd. LaFlamme makes good on the 1st. Second shot is up and good. $16-point lead for Hazen. Zylanga goes right to left. A little screen and roll by Johnson. And bodies on the floor. All is said and done, Edwin Johnson will step to the line for 2. That is a 2nd team foul on the Wildcats. The 1st on Sullivan LaFlamme. $13 points on the night. Johnson misses the 1st. Second shot is up and no good. And here comes Jamison Lamarre. Over to Jeter Demers. Back on top to Michaud. And a nice cut from that weak side in by Jeter Demers, but missing at the rim. 50-50 ball back to the Wildcats. And a trap, but passing out of that is Michaud. I was hoping we were going to get a tie-up, but no tie-up. That foul's going to go on Nolan Palmer. That is his second and the team's fourth. Jameson Lamarre. And definitely an offensive foul that time, as Morgan Michaud got the elbow up high.
Yeah, you could see that one kind of developing there. Palmer with the uptight defense on him.
Zylenga up the left side to DeForge. Over to Jackson Lamarre. Lamarre for three. And the ball trickles out of bounds, giving possession back to the Wildcats.
I don't think that was the shot that U-32 wanted on that one.
And again, Raiders in the full court man-to-man pressure. Gets it up ahead to Lincoln Hill. The ball fake and take at the rim. And a silky smooth finish at the rim by Lincoln Hill. 25 points on the night for the junior guard.
That's what makes this Hazen team so dangerous. Multiple guys. It's not just Lamarre. It's not just Michaud. It's not just LaFlamme.
Right.
That's what makes this team championship caliber. And another reason they're looking to get back to the Barriade here in about a week and a half.
And Garrett refreshed my memory. The champ, defending champ, two-time defending champ is the Thetford Academy Panthers.
That is correct. Beating Hazen in the state championship the last 2 years.
And the Thetford Academy Panthers are sitting in that 6-hole right now as the dust will settle on this regular season. Shot by Carson DeForge, no good, and the Wildcats just running the floor. And Morgan Michaud finishing strongly at the rim, but that is how you break the full court pressure. 30-second timeout on the floor, and we'll take it to 3:47 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Wildcats on top by 21.
Why does a community bank matter? We're trying to help people find a way to make their lives better, their children's lives better, their grandchildren's lives better. People still want to be able to walk into the bank. It's really important to know that your branch is around the corner when you have real problems. We can absolutely be a billion-dollar bank and still care about our individual clients. It's your money. You've worked really hard for it, and we take it very seriously.
Back here at U-32 out of the 32nd time out by the Raiders. Back in for U-32 senior Riley Carteret, senior center Evan Coates, along with senior forward Colby Tuller, along with Carlo Concessi and Nolan Palmer. Second shot by Michaud, in and out. Coates with the board. 3:40 to go, up ahead to Palmer. Closely guarded by Jeter Demers. Palmer, nice move by Palmer. Nice athleticism by the sophomore.
And we did talk about it in the pregame how young this U-32 team is. Yes, they have 5 seniors, but next season, Nolan Palmer should step in as that fifth man with Jackson Lamarre, Carson DeForge, Elliot Zylenga, and Edwin Johnson, and will fit in seamlessly.
Seamless.
So this U-32 team, maybe next year, the peak of this U-32 team, obviously, you know, they still have a chance to go do something here in the playoffs
Absolutely.
as well. So got to look forward to that if you're U-32.
Palmer makes good on 1 of 2, and I don't even need to say, all I need to say is the Wildcats just hit another 3. And I think you know it's Mr. Hill.
Yeah, he's putting his stamp on the potential CVTsport.net player of the game, so.
Carteret along that baseline. Gets it back out to Coates, back on top to Carlo Concessi. Over to O'Reilly Carteret. Nice little shake and bake between the legs. Over to Palmer. Slips the screen, pulls up from the baseline and kisses it off the glass. 9 points for the sophomore guard, Nolan Palmer. Back into the game for the Hazen Wildcats, Ethan Gann. Along with Noah Foster. 3-point shot, no good, and here comes Carlo Concessi the other way for U-32. Skip to Riley Carteret, 4-3. Good look by Carteret, didn't miss by much. Tracked down by Lincoln Hill. And Concessi, like a defensive back, just steps into that passing lane. Concessi for 3, no good, and the defensive board by Lincoln Hill. Up ahead to Gann, who finishes at the paint. Timeout by U-32, 30-second timeout on the floor, and we'll take it to tick under 2 minutes to go here, and the Wildcats on top. We'll be right back. Back here at U-32. Out of the 30-second timeout, Carlo Concessi will bring it up for the Raiders.
Our out-of-town scoreboard update at Twinfield. The Trojans coming away with a monstrosity of a win over the Williamstown Blue Devils after Leigh DeGroot burying the three-pointer from long distance.
And 5 points on the night for Leigh DeGroot. Boy, his senior night, he will remember that shot. And stepping in to that passing lane is Kobe Smith. 20-point lead for the Wildcats. And we got the 5 seniors on the floor for U-32 that started this game. That's the second foul, on Carlo Concessi. The Wildcats are indeed in the bonus. First shot is up and no good by Dawson Michaud. Just a freshman is Dawson. Also into the game is Chase Newell, the junior forward for Coach Hill. Second shot, no good. Riley Carteret for 3, the block by Foster. Possession will stay right here with U-32. Inbounding it will be Concessi. To Tuller, over to Carteret for 3. A big rebound by Newell, the junior forward for the Wildcats. Noah Foster. Foster passes on the 3, steps inside. A little dump off to Ethan Gann. Kobe Smith back to Gann, no good, and Evan Coates comes away with a defensive board. 20-point lead for the Wildcats, 39 seconds to go. Carteret. Dribble drive by Carteret. Nice finish at the rim for the senior Riley Carteret. Up ahead to Kobe Smith. Gann with the three-pointer blocked by Coates. And here comes Carlo Concessi to DeGroot for three. Almost banked that in for a second three. And Coach Aaron Hill says, slow it down. Caught in the trap. Nice trap right over half court by the Raiders, and the horn sounds, ending this game number 20 for both ball clubs in a Capital Division showdown won by the Hazen Union Wildcats from start to finish. It was all Wildcats. Garrett and I will step out for a quick break, and when we come back, the CVT Sport Tournament Specialties Player of the Game. Back here at U-32 High School, Lori Shepard alongside Garrett Sicily, and very balanced scoring for both squads, partner. I'm going to give you a bounce pass for the Tournament Specialties Player of the Game.
Yeah, looking at the scoring for both of these ball clubs, Jackson Lamarre with 9 points for U-32, Carlo Concessi with 5 points, Carson DeForge with 7, Nolan Palmer with 9 points all in that second half. Huge confidence boost for him as the sophomore coming off the bench. Elliot Zylenga with 4 points. Lee DeGroot with 5 huge points on the night, on senior night. And Edwin Johnson, the leading scorer for U-32 with 13 points. And on the flip side for the Hazen Wildcats, extremely balanced scoring for Hazen. Jamison Lamarre with 10 points, Ethan Gann with 6 points, Sully LaFlamme with 11 points, Morgan Michaud with 15 points, and the leading scorer and our CVT Sport.net player of the game did it in all aspects tonight, but absolutely scorching the nets from long distance. Lincoln Hill with 31 points on the night, absolutely cooking tonight for this Hazen Wildcat team, who potentially could lock up that number 1 seed with this win here tonight. So huge game for Lincoln Hill, upping Hazen's record to 16-4. U-32 is going to drop to 10-10. Boys pairings come out on Sunday, see how everything unfolds, but irregardless, some good playoff basketball.